You have balls. I like balls. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails. We've got the upcoming 5v5 season coming. It's upcoming and it's coming, both. And we gotta prep for it, right? I assume we need to. So you need to. I've done all the prep, and I'm here to share with you all of the things I've discovered and stuff. I also have the 5v5 best defensive teams video that you guys can watch. It's going to be published at the exact same time as this video, the offensive teams video, and they're both wonderful, guys. They're fantastic. So just go to the link in the video description, and you can watch this, or you can watch to the end of this video and click on it. Huge shout out to my patrons, by the way. You guys are amazing, and I couldn't do this without you guys. Thank you guys so much. Really, truly, really hugely appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for your support, guys. And if you want to support this channel for free, folks, all you gotta do is hit that thumbs up button, like, subscribe, comment. Let's mount the algorithm. The time has come for us to do that and to prepare for 5v5. Let's get into the game, shall we? Whoa, we're in the game. This is madness. All right, guys. So as usual, we've got kind of an easy mode and a hard mode on offense. And remember, folks, this is going to be assuming that you have most of the teams available. I'm not assuming that you have Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano, but I am assuming that you'll have to deal with her. She is a very challenging character to deal with. Of course, she's very strong, and eventually some of the characters that are working with her are going to be debugged, and she'll even be better. So, things that we need to keep in mind is the Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano is going to be tough to kill, and like the three biggest threats on defense, in my opinion, are going to be something like Leia and Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano and Jedi Master Kenobi. We have to have an answer for all three of them if we're going to be able to have a successful offense. And so, one of the answers to Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano is going to be Leia and company. Now, if you put Fulcrum with Leia, Fulcrum has a good datacron. She takes a turn every time your opponent takes a turn, and you can do a lot of damage with her. So, in fives, this is a really powerful ability. You already have her at Relic 9 a lot of times because she's required at 9 for GLAT, and so she's really strong with Leia, and she'll probably help you take Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano out. If your opponent doesn't have GLAT, then be glad for that, and then you can just do the Leia mirror, which can get a little messy, I guess, but it's still pretty high win percentage. The enemy Leia apparently plays like a dum-dum in the mirror, so you can win that. Go ahead and win that if you will. Yeah, you don't have to though. I don't care actually. So if we have Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano taken care of, I guess the other thing I should point out, folks, is it'll be a little bit later on in this video. Well, let's just talk about it now. We have Say the Eternal Emperor with Bane, and whereas we don't know for sure, like we just haven't seen Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano here in 5v5 with the current Omicrons. We just can't test it yet. It's not testable. So it looks like, though, it seems like you can beat her with, say, the Eternal Emperor plus Bane. Now, that's kind of an expensive team, and Bane is, as always, going to be a team, a character, whatever, that's going to counter a lot of different really tough matches for you. But kind of a big part of our offensive strategy is going to be, and defensive strategy is going to be, where is Bane going? And so, using Sith Eternal with Bane may seem cheap on some levels, because Sith Eternal doesn't really, he's got to pass his prime. I mean, but maybe that's obvious. But he's also he can be really deadly with Bane, and whereas he does, Sith Eternal doesn't really kill other Galactic Legends too consistently. With Bane, he's going to kill quite a few things. So it's going to be, this is a pretty expensive team, actually, Bane and Sith Eternal, but that is an option to take Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano out. And then if you do that, then you can use Leia for the Leia Mirror, or you can use Leia to take out Jedi Master Kenobi, or you can use Inquisition to take out your opponent's Leia as well. Those are all, or Inquisition to take out Kenobi. So that's kind of the layering that we have, is Leia plus Inquisition plus Sith Eternal plus Bane should be able to take out all those things that you need to, all the really tough teams to beat. Of course, there are other teams we got to beat, though. So, Jedi Master Kenobi, another option to take him out will be with Jedi Master Luke, of course. Now, remember, with Jedi Cal, one of the nice things about him is he gives himself riposte when he does his I think it's whirlwind move. It's the one where he passes turn meter. And then when you call him to assist, he's going to, because it's attacking out of turn, he's going to hit under their protection, which is nice because they have these big old stacks of unmovable bonus protection on Jedi Master Kenobi team. And so you can kind of just snipe out the like snips, or I mean, even if you're forced to hit one of the tanks, you can do a lot of damage with Jedi Master Luke. So he's a nice piece to the puzzle as well. If you need your Inquisition to do something, or that they're not doing something well, or you just don't have Inquisition, that you'll still have Jedi Master Luke to kind of back you up on that fight. He can beat Leia. It's kind of a mess, and Leia does have a really good Rebels cron currently, especially if they have Fulgrim on the team. It's probably going to be pretty tough to beat, frankly. And I guess one thing I should point out as well, folks, I said that you should use Fulcrum with Leia, and I apologize for kind of bouncing back and forth between teams, but something to remember is Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum is also probably going to be used on GLAT teams. If you have Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano, you probably want Fulcrum on there to stop. It's looking like Imperial troopers are going to have a way to take out the Ahsoka teams, frankly, except if Fulcrum is on the team, then she's going to stop it, because her Datacron is pretty bonkers. So just something to keep in mind as well, that if you have GLAT, then your Leia team is going to obviously just be a little bit different. And anyways, so we've got Jedi Master Luke, and sometimes we'll use him alone with other Jedi, and then we'll have Jedi Revan lead doing things or stuff. Who knows, guys? Oh, old man Grumpface Luke, he's all right, man. All right, so Lord Vader, this is something that I thought was interesting. And by the way, huge shout out to Tomford. He's my consultant in all of this stuff. He's got a lot of really great theory crafts and everything. And a lot of my research, I do research. I look at a lot of different comps and strategies and stuff. But he's also a big part of my building these videos. So, anyways, huge shout out to him. And if I don't remember to do it on my other video, I do apologize. But one way or another, one thing that he pointed out though was Lord Vader is going to be instrumental in being able to beat the Great Mothers team. Remember, Great Mothers they were transcendent when they had the bespoke cron. They were really strong. It's really tough to beat them. There was only a couple teams that could actually beat them, and they were usually really expensive just to beat, just like a marquee team. But Lord Vader now has gotten his groove back. That I can't say that with a straight face. Did he ever have groove in the first place? I don't know. Did the lava burn it all off? We're not sure. But one way or another, a fairly generic Lord Vader team is going to be able to beat the Great Mothers now, at least in theory. You should be able to do some good work against them. So go forth and kill Great Mothers with Lord Vader, I guess. He's good enough to beat a marquee, folks. Congratulations, Lord Vader. And then, so if you do that, on the defensive side of things, folks, I advise you to potentially, if you're feeling very secure in all of your counters, you could potentially use a Lord Vader team with Traya on defense, which is going to, of course, take your Treya out of contention for being able to counter things. But if you're using Lord Vader to kill their Great Mothers, which is probably a team that a lot of people are going to place, if we're being honest, then Trey is available, baby. And, you know, if you're like me and got your Darth talent up to Relic 8 and put an Omicron on her, I'm sorry, that's ridiculous. You shouldn't do that. But if you did, then you'll be able to counter things that you you also could counter even if you didn't take Talon, most likely. There's no Talon if you could or not. But one way or another, this team does a lot of the dirty work on, like, I just... If guns have you down, like this team is going to take them out. That's kind of overkill, though. They take out a lot of other really strong things. There's going to be a lot of really gross teams with Starkiller on defense. People like Starkiller is just with his Datacron just does some really stupid and awesome things, and the Treya squad for the most part is just going to be able to counter that. Like maybe not every version of Starkiller. I'm not promising that, but Starkiller does not approve of what Treya does. We'll just say that. They are ideologically opposed. So, okay, let's see the Eternal Emperor with Bane. This will take out Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano, we think. We're pretty sure. Also, probably takes out most other Galactic Legends, frankly. Maybe not all of them, but like Leia, I think probably they have an okay chance to beat Leia as well, though... I don't know, there's more guns on the Leia team in 5s than in 3s. I think in 3s they'll beat Leia. In 5s, might be a little trickier. So, I would instead usually advise you just use Silly Turtle. Maybe you use him as solo, maybe use him with just one friend. The armor's there to help as well. She's happy. She lives to serve, right? So, yeah, Silly Eternal Emperor, whatever, they, this team can just take out those crazy General Skywalker teams. I don't know, like Malgus, I guess he takes out. Poor Zid Eternal, man. What a hapless fellow he's become. And then, of course, Darth Bane. One of the things that you have to keep in mind, folks, people are going to be putting Quadme on defense quite a bit. Even though Quadme's pretty good on offense, Queen Amidala is going to be on defense quite a bit. And there's not like a ton of ways to take out Queen Amidala. Like, you could use Great Mothers, you could use Bane. There might be a few other things you could do, but one way or another, like Darth Bane is, that's one of the reasons Bane is great, is he takes out some of those really problematic squads on his own. So if you have to pair him with, and so to say the Eternal, like they kind of fill the same slot, right? Like they take out problematic, tricky teams with relative ease, and so if you have to combine them to kill like a Galactic Legend, that's great, but then you have to replace that output with other things. Darth Malgus is one of them that might be able to fill the void a little bit. So if they have the Great Mothers, you could use Lord Vader, and apparently that's a pretty high percentage win. However, if you don't want to use Lord Vader, if you want to put him on defense or something, the Darth Revan lead team, I know I'm showing Darth Malgus, but Darth Revan lead also has a decent win percentage against the Great Mothers. Just keep in mind, if the Great Mothers have, like, they're gaining 30 speed from kits, and then they also have access to that plus 25% turn meter Kron, and if they can get their one of their members faster than Darth Revan, you're gonna have a hard time beating it. Like, maybe it's not always gonna be super tough, I don't know, but it seems like if the Night Sisters go first, you can have some issues. So the Darth Malgus team, this will also probably, if your opponent's dumb enough to have placed the Inquisition squad on defense, this probably beats the Inquisition. It beats most of those problematic teams, honestly, folks. It's a nice team to have on offense, and on defense it loses to Jedi, so I would advise keeping them for offense. Let's see, so the Inquisition, we've already talked about them a little bit. Like, they're gonna take out a lot of different teams. I believe in 5s they also take out, like, Balin. A lot of people are gonna have Balin now. I mean, I have him, as you know, I didn't pay any money to get him. I have him free to play, so to speak, and So I believe, at least in 3s, Inquisition beat Balin. I think in 5s as well, especially if you have the Grand Inquisitor Datacron, which is really strong. Also put some Omicrons on him, guys. It'll help in GAC. I promise that I will laugh if you tell me the story about how you tried to do that. So, one way or another, though, this team is going to. I mean, it takes out Leia, it takes out a lot of different things right now. It's one of the best teams in the game for countering things. Jedi Master Kenobi, probably Jedi Master Luke, without even thinking about it. Probably they used to take out Rey teams. I'll be interested to see if what happens with Supreme Leader Kylo once we get Pointy Teeth Rey as well. But one way or another, the Inquisition have always been a really strong force for good, well, for evil, but for the good of your offense, and nothing's changed. And if you put them on defense, they're just gonna get destroyed by things like Darth Malgus or potentially like Traya squads. Just really not worth putting on defense right now when they can take out so much for offense. Afra with the Dengar Kron is just going to kill a lot of stuff, especially a lot of Jabbas. We're gonna see a lot of Jabbas on defense because no one knows what the hell to do with them, including myself. Like, just put them on defense and get sad when they don't get a single hold the entire season, I suppose. And Afra will be part of that. She'll be part of the effort to purge Jabba from existence in GAC, and it'll be great. Just exterminate that worm-ridden fool. So, or is it filth-ridden? He's ridden something. Anyways, so yeah, Afra with Dengar, man, with the Dengar Kron, it's gonna, you know, we're gonna have a good time. So let's see, we have Bo-Katan here. Bo-Katan, she's really good in 3s, in 5s. She's also really good. She's gonna kill some stuff, not all the stuff. You know, if at the very least she's good at exterminating frogs. She's taking out Jedi Master Kenobi teams if they're not too strong or too well modded. She's just doing some good work, especially if you have her second Omicron. Like, you really want her first one, of course. If you've gone through the trouble of unlocking her, you should have automatically applied the first Omicron, her leadership. But then being able to ignore taunt is obviously just really nice for this team, and you can do some good work with this squad. Obviously, it's going to be taking out a lot of those B-level teams, to be honest. Don't really trust her against a ton of Galactic Legends. She can also probably clean up a lot of Galactic Legends. You're probably going to see a lot of Saw teams, which I'm interested to see what the interaction is there, because there's not many out-of-turn shots with the Saw team. There's a few, but like, they can't use Riposte to its full amount, so probably people placing Saw are going to be putting down like the defense penetration, whatever, like the buffs on basic thing for level 6, and will Bo-Katan be able to hold up to that? I think so. She does boost defense quite a bit. Incidentally, folks, the most recent video I put out was the faction essentials for the Bo-Katan squad. So go watch that if you want to see how to mod them and use them. Now, Seer with Malicos. I don't. Let me show both of these teams, because they're both kind of gutted a little bit, because we're using all these weird. Usually with Seer, you kind of want crew on the squad, but Pointy Teeth Rey will be out pretty soon, and a lot of people are going to unlock her and be using her with Supreme Leader Kylo, and I think you're going to want crew on that team, in which case you don't have a great tank for Seer anymore, and I don't really know how to, like, maybe First Order Stormtrooper is just as good on a Dark Rey team. We just don't know. So right now this team is looking like pretty awkward. Like, Rey Scavenger made the cut, or we could maybe just combine and put Starkiller on the Seer team. But then of course, yeah, he is still assisting all the time because of his Datacron and everything, which is really strong and makes up for a lot. But also he's not boosting the team like he does in threes. So who knows what exactly to do with Starkiller. Like his team is also kind of frustrated. Like Plo stepping up, Visa. I mean, it's an all right team, but between Seer and Palpy, maybe we combine them, maybe we don't. Like the Seer team is looking pretty sketch because we don't have Fulcrum available. We don't have a lot of things. So we don't have crew. It's a sketchy situation, but I mean, between the two of them, you'll take out all the Rays. You'll probably, like, the Starkiller team takes out Jabba pretty easily. It takes out a lot of different squads that you're going to struggle against. So probably do okay. Wampa is probably not going to be used ever the whole season, folks, if you're in Kyber. Let's see. So there's going to be a lot of temptation for people to be putting down a lot of Imperial squads like Dark Trooper Moff Gideon, just as like a filler squad, or people are going to want to put like Iden down because there's some really good Datacrons for Iden. And whereas that'll be tempting for people, you can benefit from that by just deleting them with the fish. He's just going to win all of his fights against Imperials, even if they have good Datacrons. He just deletes them. Don't put him on defense because he's not good on defense, folks. Bounty hunters can and will hunt him. They'll fish him. They'll put a net on him or something. Does that sound menacing? If you were a fish, would you be like, oh man, I hope no one nets me? Seems kind of weird, like a weird thing to be afraid of. I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are, folks. I'm sure they're about as dumb as mine. So we've got. So this is a weird version of the Imperial Troopers team. Obviously, like we don't even have Death or Dark Trooper here, but this squad with Magma Trooper with the Magmacron, you can do some really weird stuff with them. Like this team, I think this is the version of the team that beats Jabba, for instance, which is just so crazy. But you need Death Trooper to be able to dispel all of their debuffs so that you can then, dispel all their buffs so that you can then get you can get days on the Jabba team so that they don't keep getting turns and stuff. And the Magma Trooper, of course, is going to be doing his Magma Trooper thing, fearing everyone with his AoE, doing all this stuff. This team... There's also versions of this team using Sortie, of all things. It's just that this team also, not this exact version, can also take out Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano, apparently. It's with the new Datacrons and stuff, this team is going to be taking out a lot of stuff. And I just don't know if you can roster proof. Like, I don't know if you can Imperial Troopers proof your defensive teams. Frankly, I'll be really interested to see. Like, come watch me at some point, folks. I'll be trying some weird comps this season on live on Twitch. Come follow me on Twitch, guys. It's free. Come hang out. Video description, you can find a link to it. It's a good time, guys. Just a super laid back time to destroy all enemies. So then we have a bunch of stuff that's like, well, is it really gonna help? I'm not sure. Dark Trooper Moff Gideon, what did they kill? No one knows, man, but you don't want to put them on defense, do you? That seems lame, because they'll just die to the fish. The Trench team, probably not good enough for defense without a specific, like, separatist, awesome Datacron, but, I mean, they could be good if you put, like, a really fast Datacron on them with the plus 25% turn meter. Like, they could surprise a few people. I don't know, go crazy. But this team, what will it take out? It probably won't take out anything. It'll probably just take out a swath, like just a little chunk of the bench. You'll be like, where that little piece of bench, it's available, right? And they'll be like, no, we took it out. Like, we made it unavailable. So that'll be inconvenient for that, I'm sure. So one thing that I think this season I'm going to be experimenting with, the Fin Zori squad. I think we're going to keep it for offense, and I want to see what things it can kill. I want to see if it can take out like a Quadmate team or something. Like they could do some pretty good work with the thick Kron. They're going to be pretty strong for offense, I think. I'm wondering if they can take out like. Well, we'll just have to see, folks. That's something I'll be interested in. That this team is tricky for me because all the characters are so low on the GP level that a lot of times I don't even remember that I have the team available for offense. But this team, I think I'm keeping it for offense this season because there's nothing specifically great on defense for it. And it'll be beat by, I mean, fairly easily by a lot of like Imperial Trooper squads. Because the troopers normally aren't able to outspeed your Finn, because your Finn can be like about 400 speed or something, but the Imperial troopers can get to some just absolutely surreal and just completely ridiculous speeds that far surpass the meager offerings of this resistance team. So I would advise keeping it for offense, and we'll see where it goes from there. I think we'll be able to find some pretty relevant uses for it. Dash, so if you have Hondo available, so I have Balin, so Balin is going to have Hondo probably. If you don't have Balin, then Hondo goes on the Dash team, and you can counter a lot of stuff. It's pretty good. Instead I have Nest here, like, geez, not too good. What can it counter? Not too much. If your opponent wants to be a dick and put all of his Galactic Legends on defense, you could take out Jedi Master Luke, I guess. It is alright. It's like a good desperation team to take out this Finn squad. Like, it doesn't work every time, but it works sometimes. You have some Tuskens. Hey, we have a Tusken Datacron. They could probably do okay. The Datacron is just not that strong, and you can't use the Omicron from Tusken Raider. Like, think of how useful this team would be if you could just use this Omicron in 5s. That would be so nice, but we can't. It's not nice. So you should feel bad about yourself if you think it would be not nice. Let's see. We have unfortunately, folks, we have the Night Sister squad. It just doesn't do much in 5s, unfortunately. Like, it'll take out if your opponent wanted to put like a General Grievous squad on defense, I guess. Like, congratulations. You can, if you're really desperate and you're for some reason you can't take out Jabba, there's some reason you couldn't take out Jabba, you can pretty consistently, even with Night Sister Zombie, like you could maybe sometimes even one-shot the Jabba team, just leave out Zombie, or if you want to be a little safer, but you can multi-shot Jabba, you can have them, even you can use Zombie, and it's a fairly consistent way to kill all the adds to the Jabba team, and then you're able to finish Jabba off with like a Mon Mothma team or something. You'll note that I'm not showing Mon Mothma here, by the way, folks. She's... you have to make a decision. If you want to use Mon Mothma with Luthen, you can probably take out some like low-level Galactic Legends, some okay teams, or you could have a higher-powered Saw team on defense, which is what I'm trying this season. Mon Mothma on offense with Riposte seems like it could be really good, so you could do that too. Probably do that on my alt this season, or maybe I'll put Luthen on defense with Saw. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. And then finally, Bad Batch. Oh, we have Fugitive Omega. No, it's not a good team, really. The Fugitive Omega is not going to be part of this squad. You can see the caption. Hee hee. That's what the team is called, because I'm pranking you. All right, let's go talk about defensive teams in the next video, folks. Thank you all so much for watching. And remember that in all things, Zareth prevails. And you can too. Tell your friends and family that you could prevail. I don't care. Take care. See you in the next video, folks.